Mia had always felt a strange pull toward the forest near her grandparents' home. Since she was a child, she had spent countless afternoons wandering the familiar trails, listening to the rustling leaves, and feeling the soft earth beneath her feet. The forest felt alive, as though it held secrets just waiting to be discovered. Now, at 17, she felt that pull more strongly than ever. One warm summer evening, just as the sun began to dip below the horizon, Mia decided to take a final walk before dinner. The golden light filtered through the trees, casting long shadows across the ground. She followed a winding path she had taken hundreds of times, but something felt different. The air was thick with an unfamiliar energy, and a faint breeze carried the scent of flowers she couldn't identify. Then, just ahead, she noticed something unusual, a narrow pathway branching off from the main trail. She was certain it hadn't been there before. The path was overgrown, its entrance partly hidden by vines and brambles, as though it had been deliberately concealed. Curiosity got the better of her, and Mia carefully stepped onto the hidden path. The further she went, the denser the foliage became, until the forest seemed to close in around her. Shadows danced on the leaves, and strange, bird-like calls echoed through the trees. Mia's heart raced, a mixture of excitement and trepidation urging her forward. After what felt like hours, she reached a small clearing bathed in soft, ethereal light. At the center stood an ancient stone archway, covered in moss and ivy, with strange symbols carved into its surface. The archway was tall, reaching above her head, and it seemed to hum with a gentle energy. As Mia approached, she felt a warm sensation in her chest, as though the archway was welcoming her. She reached out, her fingers brushing the cool stone, and the symbols glowed faintly, illuminating the clearing with a soft, golden light. Suddenly, she heard a whisper, soft and barely audible, coming from the other side of the archway. It was calling her name.
Mia.
She froze, her heart pounding. She wasn't alone. But there was something calming about the voice, something familiar yet distant, like a memory from a dream. Gathering her courage, she stepped through the archway. On the other side, the forest was different. The trees were taller, their trunks twisted and ancient, with leaves that shimmered in the light. The air was filled with the scent of wildflowers, and soft music, like wind chimes, drifted through the air. Mia felt as though she had stepped into another world, a world untouched by time. She walked deeper into the forest, following the music, until she came upon a small pond surrounded by stones. The surface of the water was perfectly still, reflecting the sky above. As she gazed into the water, she saw her own reflection, but something was different. Her reflection seemed older, wiser, as if it belonged to a version of herself she had yet to become. The whisper came again, clearer this time. "Mia, remember." "Remember what?" she asked, though she wasn't sure if she was speaking to herself or to the voice. But there was no answer, only the gentle rippling of the water and the rustling leaves. Mia knelt by the pond, staring into her reflection, trying to understand. And then, like a rush of memories, images flooded her mind. Visions of the forest, of the archway, of herself walking this path before, in another time, another life. She realized that she had been here before, that the forest held memories of her past, echoes of lives she had lived. The hidden pathway had been a bridge between those lives, a doorway through which she could glimpse pieces of herself she had forgotten. With a deep breath, Mia closed her eyes, letting the memories wash over her. She felt connected to the forest, to the ancient trees and the soft earth, as though they were part of her. She understood now why she had always felt drawn to this place. It was part of her, a part that had been waiting for her to remember. When she opened her eyes, the light had faded, and the forest had returned to its usual quiet stillness. The ancient archway was gone, leaving only the familiar trees and the faint scent of wildflowers. As she made her way back to her grandparents' house, Mia felt a sense of peace and belonging she had never known before. She knew the hidden pathway would appear again whenever she was ready to remember. And as she looked back one last time, she thought she saw the faint outline of the archway, just beyond the trees, waiting.